My lords, my ladies, all ye in attendance gather round. As the official town crier for the city of Markham, I have an announcement of great importance. It is a well-known fact that a historic moment falls into someone's life every once or twice in the lifetime. And today is one of those times. Today is the time when we are officially unveiling and starting to use this wonderful little library that's put here by the Lions Club. It is important to know that our future is dependent upon the literacy of our community. And the literacy of our community is dependent upon being able to read. And the ability to be able to read is dependent upon the access to the written word. And with this library, generations will end up being better off. This is a cry cried aloud this 25th day of June here in the heart of beautiful downtown Markham. God save our gracious Queen. Lords and ladies, I would like to say thank you to the Woodwind Quintet from Markham District High School. You heard them playing here. They are under the direction of Mr. Mark Caswell and assisted by Mrs. Dawn Caswell. The Woodwind Quintet from Markham District High School are grade 10 superstar players. On flute is Joy, clarinet Matthew, oboe Tyler, French horn Andrew, and bass is Rhea. A hand for them, please. And now, my lords and ladies, I'm going to ask them to play a wonderful hymn that we all know so well and are going to be singing it a lot on July 1st. Please stand, bare your heads, and enjoy as they play O Canada. Markham District High School Quintet. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Markham Lions Little Free Library opening dedication ceremony. And a special welcome to the class here from Franklin Public School and their teacher, Mrs. Clintosaurus. Did I say that correctly? Clintosaurus, exactly the way I would have said it. Ms. Clintosaurus. And their principal, Mr. Black, for being here. And there are other students and teachers here as well. There's Ms. Yoda, I already mentioned her. Ms. Danielle Villator is community class, along with Sharon Becky and Lisa Welch. Catherine Mullet is a student teacher support. Gail Kodayas, help me out on that one. Coedes, exactly. That's easy for you to say. Gail Coedes is the office administrator, and Mary Lassard are the teacher librarians. Thank you very much for looking after our students and bringing them forward into adulthood. Thank you. The Little Free Library encourages reading as a pathway to literacy. And the concept, in case you weren't really sure about it, is that people take a book and share or leave a book in its place. That way there are always books here for others to enjoy, and we don't want to have an empty library. The Little Free Library is in memory of Markham Lion Bill Milligan, whose family is here today. I'd like to introduce them. Perhaps they could wave so people know who they are. Mrs. Marianne Milligan, Lion Bill's daughter, Barbara, Lion Bill's stepdaughter, Susie, and her husband, Steve, and their children, Nicole, Eric, and Marissa, and Marissa's daughter, Audrey. The Lions Club is an important part of the community of Markham, an important part of my life. I've been involved with the Lions Club as long as I can remember. My uncle, Carmen Lewis, who lived in that house right over there, and this was the farm that he was on. He was a charter member of the Lion Club, and since he had no children and there was things that came along that they needed somebody, a father-son banquet or something like that, I became the honorary son. And so I was involved with Lions from just being a little gaffer, about the size that you are. The Lions Club is a community service club, and its motto is, "We serve," and they certainly do. They were instrumental in having the Morgan Pool built, so without the Lions Club, you wouldn't be swimming there. They raise funds for community events, they do cleanups, they provide guide dogs. They're made up of volunteers. Do you know what volunteers are? Yeah, volunteers are very important people who help others with no thought of compensation for themselves. The volunteers are volunteers that are the fabric that makes our community a great place to live, to work, and to play, and to learn. And now with the little library here, learning will become even easier. It's creating an informal and easy way for the residents to learn and become, if I can just keep my paper still here, and become informed and to become literate. The Markham's Lions Club, for over 60 years, we serve is a way of life. I would like to introduce now the Reverend Canon Nicola Skinner of Grace Church to give a few words of welcome. Nicola?
Well, I would just like to say a huge welcome to everybody, and just to say what a privilege it is for this little library to be here on our property and accessible to the whole community. Bill was a member of Grace Church as well, as Mariana's, and it's just a great testimony to him. He was a very well-educated and well-read man, and so this is really the most perfect tribute that we could give to Bill. And I'm so happy that the Lions Club with Marianne have done this. It's just a wonderful gesture in the community. I have a quote for you. Books are the quietest and most constant of friends. They are the most accessible and wisest of counselors, and the most patient of teachers. And so I just want to encourage everybody, and especially our younger ones here, to read all you can, because somebody else, the guy that wrote Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin, he said, if you don't read any books, you only live one life. But if you read books, then you read thousands of lives and you inhabit thousands of lives. And the most important thing here today is not only literacy and reading and learning, but also imagination. And books provide you with so much imagination that you can just live and run wild in. So I encourage all the children, whenever you come past, have a look and see if there's a book that you want to read, and you take that home with you and read it, because it will open your eyes to just so many new worlds and new persons, and it's just wonderful to read. So on behalf of Grace Church, I would just like to say that I really hope that this will be a blessing to everybody in the community, and a huge thank you to well, especially to Elizabeth and to all the Lions who have made this happen. So thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Canon Nicola Skinner. I'd now like to introduce the Markham Lions President, Mr. Jim Doak, to bring greetings from Lions.
From Markham Lions Club and all of our members, thank you for being here, and for those who made this possible, thank you very, very much. It's always a challenge to have helpers who also don't need to use the microphone. So I'll try that. Lions on an international basis has a program called Reading Action Program. And the Reading Action Program is about books, and about reading, and then writing, and about the things the Crier John talked about very much. A part of that is this notion of Little Free Library, such a fabulous notion, and it's been such an opportunity that everybody that had to say, yes, we can do this, and who got out their saws and tools and made it happen, and the city said, yeah, you can do that, and the church said, yeah, let's do that, and thank you. Thank you to you all. Welcome here. Welcome to the Little Free Library, and welcome to all the school kids who may be going to walk by and take a book and leave a book. It's wonderful to see you here. Thank you kindly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Lion President Jim. The Little Free Library is in memory of Lion Bill Milligan. Barbara Milligan is his daughter. I'm going to ask her if she would come up and speak about her father. And I should mention that Barbara has traveled all the way from Western Canada to be with us today. Barbara?
I know Dad would be tickled pink about this. He loved to read. He instilled in my sister and I a love of reading, and he loved kids, so all in all, he's just up there giggling. I know that. Thank you, Nicola, for helping them put this up, and everybody for coming out today. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. And as you know, we are in a fine democracy. We're going to be celebrating that on July 1st. And a fine democracy is dependent upon the people being represented. And the grassroots of the representation is the municipal council. And our municipal councillor for this area is Karen Ray. Karen, would you like to come forward and say a few words?
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great initiative, not only is it a memorial for a special person, and I knew Bill, it's a great location in the city of Markham. This is a special place. Morgan Park behind you is the oldest park we have in Markham. We're revitalizing the park. There'll be a new pool next year and a new baseball diamond next year, so this will be a great addition. I believe this is the only one we have in Markham. There may be one in Thornhill, but this is the only one. So if this works, we can encourage the city and all the other councils to put them in other parks and other locations to get all the kids interested in reading. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for coming out. And
Great, thank you. Stay up here if you would, please. We're going to do the ribbon cutting. The ribbon cutting to make it official, because as you can see, it's all tied up. We can't get in there yet. I would like to ask Marianne Milligan to come forward as part of the ribbon cutting, and Dawn Middleton. Dawn Middleton is the person who built this little library. So Dawn, if you would come forward, and Marianne. And I assume somebody has some scissors?
right behind you, John.
Right behind you.
Oh, there they are. Look at that.
That would be good.
So come on up the front here. Here are some scissors.
3, 2, 1.
Lords and ladies, the little library is officially open as of now. Excuse me. I'd like to thank our ribbon cutters, but there's no advantage in having a library if somebody's not using it. So I'd like to introduce Audrey and her mother Marissa. And I want you to know that Audrey is going to take out the first book and leave a book. And the book was donated by Lion Grace Medlin, who is a past president of the Markham Lions Club and a passionate youth advocate. And I should say would be here today, but she is unwell at this point. So Audrey, if you would like to put in a book and take one out, Mom will help. Thank you, that's super. Excuse me, thank you to the Milligan family, to Reverend Nicola, for Dawn Middleton, the MDHS Woodward Quintet, Councillor Karen Ray, teacher Ms. Quintasaris, is that close? Glimsaris. Black, the Markham Lions Youth Services Committee, Lions Grace, Bill, Audrey, Beverly, Ken, Cameron, Ryan, and President Jim, as well as the Lions Charles, John, and Scott, and especially everyone and the children for being here today, and to everybody else who is going to use this, welcome. And now I'll invite the MDHS Quintet to play us home. Thank you for a wonderful ceremony.